All right, today is July 23rd, 2026. It is 3:04 a.m. There is a lot of stuff that's going on in the US in terms of politics. It is depressing. It is very sad, and what Congress is doing, trying to like align US military with Israel, it's just insane. Oh my god, it's very depressing. In this video I will not be talking too much about that with what I just said. Let's go on X and focus on the Sussexes. Oh my goodness. I suggest you pay attention to channels, YouTube channels like Midas Touch, who report on those things. They about politics, because there's a lot going on. I just can't take it. It's very depressing. Alright, so this is the first tweet. We're talking about the Sussexes. Alright, OMG, this came across my timeline again, LOL. I will never ever get over the fact that the city's media was stationed at the airport and filming their flight landing and their convoy being escorted off the tarmac. I have literally never witnessed this level of obsession before. Okay, so that's when Harry and Meghan went to Australia. The media were waiting to catch a glimpse of Harry and Meghan at the airport. So she retweeted that. Let's go into it. Let's pause. So haters are still mad. Let me remind them how all that crying started. That live coverage arrival and the tarmac exit booked them, and it's been downhill ever since. Harry and Meghan in Australia 2026 will be memorable. Okay, 50 seconds, some screenshot in between. Alright, so there's that. Going like this, there's nothing. Okay, it's just the cars escorting them. Okay, people are laughing. All this much talking and spying on the irrelevant one's arrival. Wow. People are laughing. No wonder they're still crying. Harry and Meghan were received like king and queen. There's the laugh here. The pounding and lashing out continues. Haters mad. All right, let's go to the next tweet. This one, I had to put it because it took me a while to really understand what this was about. Because my comment is here. I'll read my comment after it. I really hope her mom lets her watch the July 26th episode of Masterchef Australia. If you know, you know. So when I saw it literally a few minutes ago, like an hour ago, I was like, what is this about? And this is Nelly, a squaddy I follow, and I think she follows me. I was like, what is this about? And then I remember there was this lady, one of the station in Australia was interviewing her, and she blaming on the dog who went to look after Harry and Meghan. So there's my comment here, laughing my ass off. It took me a while to put one and one together. I remember it was the lady who blamed her dog who was after the Sussexes. She will definitely force her mom to watch it with her. There's the laugh here. Too cute. My cat judges me from the couch when I cook. Pets are the best. Alright, so there's that. Lately I've been really behind, and not really behind the computer, on social media. Alright, so I have couple tweets that have that video. So I'll play it once, there'll be screenshot, and the next tweets I'll just read the comments and the caption. I love how Meghan stayed true to herself, doing things she has always done, and you can just see how much she enjoyed doing it. But what the usual rats accuse her of all sorts, even though she was doing this type of things long before she was a duchess. Alright, almost 2 minutes. Let's watch, screenshot in between.
The Masterchef kitchen has never been short on surprises, but this one takes the cake.
Is everyone ready? Here we go. I loved it. I loved watching all the guys hug and connect and just be proud of each other because they've all worked really hard.
The Duchess of Sussex is no stranger to cooking in front of cameras. Her TV series with love Meghan is up for an Emmy. But setting a cooking challenge was a taste of something different.
All right, so you have quite the bounty here. Really wanted to do things that gives you something to play with. So you have, of course, some citrus, you have lemon, the macadamia nuts, some beautiful local Australian honey, Brussels sprouts. My kids eat Brussels sprouts.
That's impressive.
There aren't many other parents who could truthfully say their kids eat Brussels sprouts, but there are probably plenty keen to see just how Meghan fares in the high-pressure kitchen, this close to the pointy end of the competition.
There is a lot of pressure in this kitchen. I don't like to cook that way. I like to cook in a really relaxed fashion. So all I could say to the competitors was to just remember to have fun, to keep a sense of humor about it, and to cook from the heart.
During a tour of the pantry, she spotted a Meghan signature item. A wise contestant might include them, as Meghan often did on her show.
Flour sprinkles, if we must. It doesn't need to be big for a party. It's how you incorporate these practices every day. Food and cooking to me is really a love language. I think it's such a great way to connect. It's something that can feel sentimental and meaningful, and it's how I show my nurturing and love for my friends, family, and my kids.
Meghan's episode will be plated up this Sunday. Angela Bishop, 10 News.
All right, so that's that. I will not play it again, okay? It's 1 minute and 57 seconds. So let's go to the next tweet. I read the timer just to make sure. Oh, this one is a bit longer. Maybe that one is different. Okay, only 3 sleeps to go. The squad are doing countdown. Only 3 sleeps to go. Meghan's upcoming MasterChef Australia appearance is national news. Quote, it is one of the most talked about television appearances in recent memory, Channel 10 News. Alright. I'm assuming all of these are from Australia?
It is one of the most talked about television appearances in recent memory. And finally, we have a taste of what was cooked up in the MasterChef kitchen when Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, stopped by.
The MasterChef kitchen has never been short on surprises, but this one takes the cake.
Is everyone ready? Here we go. I loved it. I loved watching all the guys hug and connect and just be proud of each other because they've all worked really hard.
The Duchess of Sussex is no stranger to cooking in front of cameras. Her TV series with love Meghan is up for an Emmy. But
Okay, from this point on, I think it's repetition, even though this one is slightly longer. Yeah, it's the same thing from this point on. Okay, so I don't need to continue it. All right, let's read some of the comment. Let's pause. Never in a million years will you think that she will be on MasterChef. And she was one of our favorite judges as well. She was interesting in what you were doing and wanting to chat. Tap for MasterChef Australia finalist Casper Kenworthy on Meghan as a judge. You know what I like when Meghan was introducing the food, where she said something, I think it was the honey, and she made sure she said it was the local Australian honey.
Some beautiful local Australian honey.
All right, the thing is, I think more and more people are going to really like Meghan and become supporters. From what I have seen so far, she looks like she did an amazing job. They love her. There's that. Is it going to be in the US to watch? There's a different tweet that says yes. So it's probably just in Australia or maybe on YouTube. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Okay, it's making reference to MasterChef. If it's the same video, I'll just go through it really quickly. Okay, so that's the very first one that I play. Similar, the same clip, but different caption. I love how Meghan stayed true to herself. Oh, yep. Okay, let me pause for a second. I think that's the same thing. All right, so I had to go and see if it's the same thing. It was the same thing. It's just that this one has some response, and that's the other one that I play. She had closed her comment section, there was no comment, but same caption, right? Duchess, yeah, same caption. It's just that there's more comment here. Her TV series with Love Meghan is up for Emmy. I like the sound of that. I really hope she wins it. There's the heart here. Alright, so same caption. This one, she opened the comments. The other one, she closed it. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Okay, making reference to MasterChef as well. I wish I had saw that before I started recording. Again, same video clip that's being retweeted but different caption. The MasterChef Australia promos featuring Meghan have officially started. I didn't realize how much I had missed seeing her on TV. Let the countdown begin this Sunday, July 26, 7:30 p.m. Okay, so I'm assuming Australia time. Can't wait. Okay, that's GIF. MasterChef Australia missed the opportunity of, if they didn't do it, contestant make a 2-minute dish using one of her products, either the sprinkles, any of the jams, crepe, scones, mix, wine, and have Meghan judge the winners. Although she be a terrible judge, she wanted everyone to win. Next one, again making reference to MasterChef. Okay, this show has them rattled. Back to the she made somebody cry ridiculous. So there's a retweet here. Breaking: Meghan Markle bullied the MasterChef host on set. The headlines on the front cover of the new idea in Australia today read: Meghan made her poor cry. She really is a monster behind the scene. Oh my god. This lie is spreading in spite of the denial of the MasterChef host. Nothing new. Their imagination is infantile. It's BS. There's all of that. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Alright, so there's that. It's unbelievable. This cannot be. This is pure evil. You know, as I'm saying, you cannot see me, but I'm shaking my head. It's just unbelievable. These people, they full-blown evil. Next tweet. One of the things I love about Meghan is that she's not a blank canvas. She has a well-defined value system. She's consistent in who she is, what she loves, and what drives and motivates her. She confounds royalist cause. They can reimagine her into the idea of a royal. Okay, that's why they hate her. She had a full documented life prior to meeting the islanders. Not just the documented part, but the core belief in who she is and what she does. Very few, if any, woman will have checked Harry from day one like she did. How she fought to keep the funds from the cookbook going back into the community. There are so many examples to point to. Yeah, she's talking about the cookbook where I think when she was leaving and all of a sudden I don't know, whoever in the institution wanted to redirect the fund. But Meghan was like, nope, I created the cookbook for this, and that's where the money is going. Unbelievable. And I'm telling you, there's so many reasons why they did not want Meghan to be over there, because she was too fair. You know, the institution wants to, you know, do immoral things, and they can't have someone who wants to do morally sound things around them, because she will call them out. Too fair and genuine, and if she saw something that was unfairly, most likely she will speak up. So they probably did not want someone like that, because the royal family have done their own thing in the background, so they want to make sure nobody else outside of the family sees it. Next tweet. That's because they have no qualifiable achievement. What is that? The length the press goes to pop up William and Kate are truly embarrassing. Oh, about the Emmys? You could pause and read. I'm not gonna read that. Alright, so there's that. I feel like I shared that in one of the videos already. Alright, yep, let me just repost this again. Alright, let's see here. 2. The only thing keeping the leftovers left behind royal family afloat is the nasty British media and newspapers, because let's face it, without them, that ship will have sunk a while ago, and especially when the late Queen passed. Alright, there's a hater here. He never ever said he was getting an Emmy. Never. You are. Okay, so that's the rest of her comment, you know, with profanity. But we know the royal rats pretty much speak on behalf of the royal family.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
Criticisms that you've received is that, well, okay, fine, you want to move to California, you want to step back from the institutional role, why be so public? You say you tried to do this privately.
And every single time I've tried to do it privately, there have been briefings and leakings and planting of stories against me and my wife. You know, the family motto is never complain, never explain, but it's just a motto. And it doesn't really hold.
There's a lot of complaining and a lot of explaining.
Endless.
Private, being done through leaks.
Through leaks. They will feed or have a conversation with the correspondent, and that correspondent will literally be spoon-fed information and write the story. And in the bottom of it, they will say that they've reached out to Buckingham Palace for comment. But the whole story is Buckingham Palace commenting. So when we're being told for the last 6 years, we can't put a statement out to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, there becomes a point when silence is betrayed.
But we know the royal vats pretty much speak on behalf of the royal family.
So again, one of the reasons why I wrote this book is every word in that book is mine. And I realized that especially...
What do you mean by that?
Because the amount of unnamed sources that have fed information to the British tabloids about me and my wife and my family.
You have a source,
true
and it's you.
and not true. I am the source of that book.
I mean, the papers were saying as if he was the one who's gonna get the Emmy, but now that they're calling them out, okay, now they're trying to fix, let me, like this. They usually throw their things, the institution always throw their nonsense out to see how the public take it, and then they backtrack. Similar to how they gave William credit for taking the pictures, the Mother's Day picture, until the squad start investigating, saying, you know, analyzing the picture, and then AP got involved. Once AP asked for, what's the thing? The timestamp of the picture, they can't produce it, so they discredit it. And then all of a sudden, they start backtracking and blame it on Kate, who took the picture. Okay, she's in the picture, but yet she's the one who took the picture. Okay. Next tweet. There's the heart here. Love these photos. Harry and Meghan need a professional Instagram account. BTS of Prince. Harry's successful visit to the UK. David Levine. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Okay, yes, I wish they would. I think, with the exception of Meghan's business account on IG, I think that's all they want to maintain. But the other ones where Meghan have her personal account, she just want to randomly post things. Because once you have people starting to curate it and manage it, and the leftovers, they're gonna lose their mind. I don't think she's worrying about the leftovers. I don't think she wants to get too serious about her personal IG social media posts, but with the exception with as ever. All right, next tweet. This is JTB. I hope his video is not messed up like last time. The Derangers really embarrassed themselves on this one. They spent days pushing a fake narrative about the Emmy nomination and got exposed by facts that were publicly available the whole time. Imagine making Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, your full-time obsession and still getting it wrong. Oops. Almost 2 minutes.
The Derangers got exposed, and honestly, it's hilarious to watch. After Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, received an Emmy nomination for With Love Meghan, the anti-Meghan crowd went into full panic mode. They flooded social media claiming she bought the nomination. When that wasn't working, they tried another angle. They started telling everyone Prince William had 2 Emmy nominations of his own. Except he doesn't. William appeared as a guest in one episode of The Reluctant Traveler. The Emmy nomination went to the series and its production team, not Prince William personally. And this is where the comedy starts. The Derangers got exposed, and I have to admit, it was beautiful. These people treat hating Meghan like it's a full-time job. They clock in every morning, spread nonsense all day, and somehow still don't get the basic facts right. To quote this article from Complex, The misinformation followed attacks by anti-Markle social media accounts, including self-described, quote, Kate's Rangers, unquote, who critics have nicknamed the Derangers, for the relentless fixation on the Duchess of Sussex. Imagine being that obsessed with one woman and still taking the L this big. The self-proclaimed experts couldn't even survive one Google search. If embarrassment was an Olympic sport, they'd be standing on the podium. Maybe next time, spend less time obsessing over Meghan and more time checking your own facts before smashing that post button. Are people finally seeing the Derangers for what they really are? And that's the read. If you like your tea hot, share it, save your seat, and follow for more. This is the notorious JTB.
Alright, so let's see here. Oops, JTB, you really served this tea very hot to the diabolical Derangers, and I deliciously love it for them. They'll soon come under your post to cry some more. There's the laugh here. Let's pause this. Right, and now it's the ancient Oprah interview, so comical, just anything can rile these people up. Love your videos, by the way. You're so clear and concise. Alright, so let's move on. Next tweet. By the way, he has a YouTube channel, so go check him out and subscribe. Alright, let's pause this. Laughing my ass off, this Deranger is just dreaming that one day she'll get sued so she can be featured in a Netflix documentary, like in Royal News says, quote, the level of delusion, old girl isn't even worth the paper for that lawsuit. Alright, what does that say? Me preparing for the Netflix documentary when Harry and Meghan decided to sue content creators. I don't understand these people.
I don't think 12,000 followers is going to cut it. I don't think you would be on the list. I'm not feeling the impact being there for you. And hypothetically, if they did decide to sue and you somehow got on the list, we know you can't afford it. We know.
I don't know what's wrong with these people. Are they really serious about things like that? Nobody wants to go to... Well, she does, I guess. This book be actually think they are on her radar. I can understand a baby thinking if they cover their eyes, you can't see them. But adult expecting joint attention is deranged. They really think Meghan is aware of them because she is the center of their world. Alright, every damn day, they invent scenarios in their head and then proceed to talk to themselves. There's no words for these people. Not going to lie, I will absolutely watch a documentary about how one biracial woman being loved by her husband trigger a certain type of demographic. I stay convinced that someone will produce a documentary about that violent Reddit community. It's so easy to document. They believe that Meghan knows that they exist and that their comments hurt her. She pays them dust. That is the height of their delusion. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Next tweet. Oh, I put that twice. Never mind. Let's go to the next one. No, I did not copy. I just didn't copy the link. Yeah, I did twice. No, what in the name? Okay. Next tweet. Interesting. Always money for the UK media. Chuck and Camilla made a deal with the devil. I'm here for it. There's no comment. Let's listen. 31 seconds.
I think the press are ready to spill about the secrets that the royal family has been hiding because they weren't able to monetize off of Meghan's image while she was up there. They spilled the beans that Camilla and the king shared different residences on the weekends and that she wasn't even originally going to be there with Harry, Meghan, and the children. However, as soon as she found out about it, she had her driver take her from wherever her house is to the king's house. No one knows that information is the key to her success. Anyway, I wrote a bit about it. Link to free such text in bio.
Okay, her audio is very low. So when I'm editing, I'll increase the sound. I don't know what she said. It's very low. Alright, next tweet. LOL. That's a retweet. Let's hear. Oh dear, these royal reporters are experiencing real drought in Kensington Village. Cause how do you get only 64 likes for a post about a future king special birthday after a whole 5 hours? What happened? Oh, it's the kid's birthday? Let's see here. That's from Richard Fitzwilliam. We hope he has the best day. Wishing Prince George the happiest of birthday. Discuss his future. 64 likes. This one has 38. Whatever. I don't even follow them. Alright, poor George. They need to get rid of these voodoo rats because they make them look worse. Oh well. Alright, did he even trend? I don't know. People are not paying. There's so many nonsense going on with the World Cup that went on with. I might do a video later about the World Cup because I have some tweets here. Alright, so there's no caption. Let's listen, and there's some comments. Let's see what he has to say. Almost 2 minutes.
This is the funniest headline I have ever seen in my entire life. What are we talking about here? Just think of the competition. The future Henry V. When he was 12, he went on a military campaign in Ireland where he was knighted by the king. He spoke Latin, French and English. He was the High Sheriff of Cornwall at age 15. At age 17, he was fighting for his family's throne by his father's side at the Battle of Shrewsbury. He was horrifically wounded in the face by an arrow. He spent the next 3 years, still a teenager, reconquering Wales. That kid was ready to be king, let me tell you. You've got Elizabeth Tudor, daughter of Henry VIII. She was fluent in English, Latin, Italian, French. She was good at Dutch, good at Greek. And we know that because at age 12, she translated a prayer book into Latin and French, which we have. Here it is, age 12. As a teenager, she translated a copy of Tacitus into English. And she also learned Welsh, Scots, Irish and Cornish as well, so she could be a better queen. She played several instruments. She was one of the best educated human beings in the world at the time. She was ready. The list is endless. Athelstan had actually conquered chunks of the kingdom that he would rule from the Vikings. George III, as a child, was fluent in English and German. He studied constitutional law. Apparently he was discussing politics at the age of 8. Richard the Lionheart, as an heir, had smashed his way through impregnable castle walls. Edward I, well, he had personally destroyed an English uprising in which he killed his uncle and mutilated his corpse. Now, I'm sure George is a nice kid, but what are we talking about?
Wow. So he's talking about William's sons. Okay, so turns out this is British-Canadian historian Dan Snow, who's married to Lady Edwina Grosvenor, sister of, you guessed it, Hugh Grosvenor, the 7th Duke of Westminster. How long before he gets the call from KP asking him to apologize, or maybe not, we shall see. Okay. Dan Snow now on YouTube or TikTok. Is this him? These people spend their time laughing at YouTubers to then become one. Honestly, I don't know the guy, but he's rightfully calling out KPPR. They really thought the public would let that kind of blasphemy slide. Further proof how incredibly red-faced stupid the British media is. Absolutely. Let's pause this. Now that's what you're calling out the toxic British media on their asinine headline. Okay, like the jokes keep writing themselves. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I might have that again, but with a different caption or retweet. This one did not have a caption. Okay, so there it is again. This is marvelous from historian Dan Snow. Alright. He is not married to a woman close to Kate and William. William is a functional illiterate who doesn't read. He married an equally functional illiterate who can barely 2 sentences together. What do we expect of their offspring? Oh my god. I think the 20-year-old Spain heir has one of the best resume. Wow, that young lady is impressive. Oh, I think I mentioned in one of my videos recently. The Spanish heir, the young lady, I think she went to school in the UK, and I think she's whatever she's doing in the army, and they say she speaks like 3 or 4 languages. Alright, thank you. Remind them what good preparation for becoming the heir to the throne will tell. Thank you. Remind them what good preparation for becoming the heir to the throne entail. Brilliant. I don't think they care as long as they got the media on their side. Oh, Lord. The future looks so dark right now. Alright, so this is my last tweet for this video. Saw this brilliant post on LinkedIn and thought it was worth sharing here. Alright, let's read this. Andy Burham's wife, Mary France Van Heel, yesterday criticized for having a fat tummy as she stood by her husband and now Prime Minister. This woman speaks 3 languages, has a degree from Cambridge, is a trustee for many charities, a breast cancer survivor, mother of 3, and has held numerous executive roles during her career. Shame on all the haters who see the value of a woman only based on her body shape, not her brain. Alright? I thought that was nice. It popped up on my timeline. Okay, so this is a squaddy who saw it on LinkedIn and reposted. So there's me here 53 minutes ago. Thanks for sharing. No one has a perfect body. What's even worse is when other women go along with society, mainstream media's unrealistic standard of how women's bodies are supposed to look. Meanwhile, her brain and work are neglected. Society promotes this judgment against women, accomplished or not, and many fold and forget how wonderful they are. That's why over 31 million people, mostly women, inject themselves with a substance known to cause internal bleeding and even death, just to be slim, fast. People who, this can be accomplished, but it takes a lot of discipline where you have to calculate your macros and then do exercise if you want, even go further. So it takes a lot. And many of these people who wants to look all slim, they're not doing much movement, and then they expect their body to look certain way. I just read this. People who said this hide behind their computer screens with their beer belly and no brains. She looks normal. Yeah, so that is it. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for society, I guess. Oops. There's so much darkness going on in this world. Let's see here. Heavenly Father, we come before you today to lift up our society and our communities. We pray for unity and a divine world and ask that you replace discord with understanding and respect. Please grant our leaders, both in our local towns and across our nation, the wisdom, integrity, and compassion to make decisions that promote the common good and protect the most vulnerable among us. We pray for our neighborhoods, our schools, and our workplace that they may be environments of peace, support, and flourishing. Oh, there's more. Finally, give us the courage and the grace to be instruments of your peace. Help us to see the needs of others as greater than our own and use our hands to serve, heal, and uplift our community and every day. In your holy name we pray, amen. Alright, so pay attention to what's going on in politics, guys. Especially if you live in the US, and even if you're not living in the US, globally, pay attention because they're trying to spread that nonsense globally. All right, right now, the U.S., I don't know. I just hope the rest of the country see what's going on because it will get worse. It will get worse. Pay attention who's running for office and who wants to represent you because right now in the U.S., it's looking very grim. All right, so that's it. Look at my estimate. Now it's really going down. It's not even in the 100 anymore. Okay? It's going further down. So please take a moment, share my videos, and if you see certain part of the video that you like, I could cut it out and make it a what do you call this, a short video by itself, because YouTube is really punishing those, especially small YouTubers who probably putting some decent information. Mine, I'm just reading tweets and then I'll give you occasionally, insert my opinion. So it seems like my opinion is not very well liked. So they're punishing the channel even more. So it's up to you to watch and support the channel. Thanks for watching. That's it.
great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.